Morning everybody, hope you're doing really well. Today I thought I'd just take you to somewhere that, even though isn't going to be the most interesting thing for a lot of you, it kind of interests me for what's left, even though there's small bits of history. So come with me, enjoy your mini history lesson. This won't take too long, but I think you might like it for a bit of change of pace. Come on. Situated near Capel in Surrey lies one of the lesser known disused brickworks in the area, that of the now abandoned Auckley Brickworks. One of the main reasons for this is across the road is the more larger and historic Clockhouse Brickworks, now abandoned, and the still in use Ibstock Brick in South Holmwood. Okay, so as to the history of Auckley Brickworks, well, that's interesting because it was noted that the brickworks operated from the latter half of the 20th century, having planning permission granted in 1976. It would close shortly around the 1990s. However, early aerial photography showed the area having some sort of manufacture going on as early as the 1940s. The whole area's importance being that of the Wilden clay being prime for brick manufacture. What's left is the factory, the crusher and the drying shed. Although not in the best condition, the fact they still survive proves vital in telling the history of this part of Surrey, as well as the area being of scientific interest for nature. The story of this place may prove to have a second life after all. So let's take a look and see what we can find for ourselves. Welcome back everybody. It's going to be a little bit noisy because we're pretty much in the flight path of Gatwick. But there's only three things that are on here. The drying shed for where you dry your bricks, the factory itself, and then this, which is what I want to take to you first, which is the crusher. There's also remnants of other buildings which I'll sort of take you to, but they're like the foundation level. But this is the old crusher. Look at that. Incredible piece of history, that. So, as you sort of were aware that we're not too far away from the other disused brickworks, and then there's one that is actually still active, which is in a stone's throw away from here. And you can sort of take the mindset of, if we walk away from the crusher, this is pretty much where the pit was. So it's basically facing outwards here. You can see where it's all been sort of used. All being flat, and there's a train line that's pretty much over there, and then obviously all the workings are on the sort of plateaued side of the brickworks. But I thought we'll just do the three buildings today. I think we'll do the crusher, the factory and the drying shed. I mean, obviously there's, like I said, there's not much here, but what does remain is a vital piece of history, and I think that's really important to note. That we might be able to climb up onto that crusher, which would be great, or at least get up to a level. Maybe no, actually it's quite a no, maybe we won't. So you can imagine, like I said, everything's being brought up here. And the main road is pretty much over there. See how overgrown it is. Look, there's the conveyor. So basically everything would be crushed on the top and the conveyor belt would basically filter it out and bring it out. And then like it says you've got the factory just there. Let's have a look. See what, the terrain isn't actually that nice today. Wet underfoot, what was that going to say? Bennett and Sayer Limited, engineers, Derby, England. Yeah, look, you can hear the jets going over. Right on that flight path. Right, I think what we'll do is we'll head to the factory now. Let's go. Welcome inside the factory. Bit creepy. Dog bowls and crazy. Bed. It's all a bit weird in here. Volt sand dryer, rotator, blower. So what had happened was that they'd linked up the thing. Look, they linked up to the conveyor belt up to the top there from the crusher, and it comes down and it gets that you can see. It's incredible, really, to see that this still survives. Amazing history. Right, let's head out. Right, well, welcome back outside the factory. That's a little bit weird in there. No weirder than things I've seen before, but you know when just something has like it's sort of like, don't like it in there. So this is the drying shed, so we know obviously it's just to dry the bricks. And then we've got this other building here. And what's interesting about this is there's runs here. So I don't know in terms of what that is, because it's not, like I said, obviously you found it in your history lesson, but there really is not much history left of this place. And for its potential short shelf life that it had, you know, look, here's some tram tracks here, obviously for transporting the bricks in whatever state they were. And then, like I said, we've got this big old drying shed here. Remarkable, really. So this won't be the most exciting piece of history you've ever seen in your life, but it's still worth documenting it for what does survive. Because we've explored brickworks before, but in whatever condition they remain is, well, just the way it is, isn't it? Yeah, I don't confess to know what that is, but knowing that drying shed is behind us and there's like tram runs there, very interesting. Let's take a look at drying shed. Come on. Well, look at these huge sleepers here. Incredible. Imagine at one point in time this would have been really rife with industry, knowing that there was all these other brickworks that were around here. It's just kind of like clearly there was obviously a demand material wise as well. So this is on big old, don't even see it, there's big old rollers on these. There's like a hut there which coincides with what we probably saw inside that factory there, but from what I'm aware it doesn't look to be occupied at all. The roof's not even been built yet. Doesn't mean there's not anybody inside, but yeah, not in context with the brickworks. Just need to put that in for today. Look at these big old tyres, look. Call them tracks, but actually they're tyres, look. Oh. Wow. Very cool. Well everybody, that was our disused Brickworks. Really hope you enjoyed the brief little history lesson that there was. Hopefully you enjoyed the wonderful little tour that we had around it. Any more words of Phoenix history, because history matters. Take care, love to all of you out there. You know the drill by now. Kapow.